There are two epigraphs. The first is from the Bard. So Hamlet. What devil was it that thus hath cozened you at Hoodman blind? And the second epigraph is Lynn Haginian. The West is confined to infinity. As said, more pangs will the carapace into hum of normalcy. Sure, Mr. Slick, four-lane highway business loop burger satiates the want. Got my cryolathe, but it's broke. We're all desperate. Take off your panties, but not all the way. This might be it. A parade of ass jiggling through form and constraint. Observe the architecture. Seductive parking and clapboard flanking tawny brick or slate. I've some cursed nostalgia there, behind the video store. What was there in the light trees? Buried arrowhead, ditch dump for Tyvek. Futures in ill slumber, right? Too plain. The downshift is bourgeois. His knuck-tats read, fuck work, but he works. And imagine that, a wood-fired pizza outlet happy hour now, delivers nightly. A Chelsea traditional tufted velvet, signs. No naps in showroom, no money down for 6 months. Get your relax on. I fragrance thusly. Is it fever? Uncertain in the seizing wisps, meandering from the teriyaki grill bar, the poke bowl zone, Caucasian tacos, fast Australian casual, mass croissant time, a cold stone to call my own rest, my own dear slips in and out of heed. To name a sandwich the Thanksgiving is a shame. Cranberry sauce stains, and these linens are fragile. End the metaphor. I also know guilt. I'm revving my engine and riveted on a passion play called Fence Lines across the road from the liquor barn. Extermination, the day's word, every day's word. Still they ask to stop for fro-yo yummy to sweeten some delicate steaks in a convo and quieter yells. I am also tripping face in typical style for my pink hue. So, the searching for meaning persists amidst legacies and Cinnabon shops where ovens rest at the front as strategic cops, blocking bloody views or rat shit on orange tile. I cannot summon your weariness, no, only mine own. And I sleep beneath rest stop shrubs encircled by dogs and Mars bar sleeves, the latter a conquest moistness, intestines spilling, belted scalps and other hair. We could all go on and on and on, and we don't. Tickets are costly, new sheets that arrived, museums on fire anyway, as if it spelt it out from that chaise. I'll give the finger for my whole life, thank you, sir, all Gastonning. My complex begins in the fissure preventing the appliances from touching. Recess what forgotten drippings there, such cathected grease, leathery soot file, visualize Rolodex, points to brain weakly. Really, I crave traps, dollar bills on fishing hooks, children's screen time stares. Let's scream some more, folks. They'll know how angry we are, cosseted in rap, spooning thick gold flakes with reishi and cordyceps into their buttholes, chic noise-canceling earmuffs on. Unscramble me. As revolution munches then order, I in that fear and us them, feeling want I toward, I sally. It smarts. On ancient footpaths we trod, or speed zippily, to run our fingers slowly over the end cap's chamber of chaos, neutral yet boorish. Transform your home into a casino, salon, feed store, DMV, robot, potato chip cheese, cleaning service, Standoff sides, she's got demographically targeted melodies slamming as we nick our necks in the wilds of greeting cards, their glittery binge. I'm forgetting my purpose here, to spit on Plymouth Rock, okay? Let's thus shine these myths to make apparent the spots where arson is craved. Shots ring out and there are stampedes toward luxury retailers, great deals this quarter, shopping event, bunker, commingle, and fab new mixed-use land of Beulah. Sing the badness of this ground. Oh, what large mistakes made just. By Lush, astride Williams-Sonoma, there is everything we need. I munch peppermint bark rather than brushing, and drink hot mulled cider rather than water, tainted as it is with ash from northern wildfires choking the delta. I just smelt it, not my prop, not the dealer plates on my new sedan plowing through Rancheria cement blocks, tin roofs. Well, it's set way back in the middle of the field, hot as an oven because of whipping flames slinked across the pasture land. Bang, bang on the door. It's the saddest bridge, the most forlorn medicine show film. Images of extinction place horror's mess hall aside, then soothe with gentle pleas, dangerous wavelength the honey-do lists that read like little house books. I walk down Osage, and I do not wonder what has vanished, romance long dead, but instead what continued expulsion frames itself a feat. The railroad chugs through Chatopa, a single tier, American-built, engorged, fatuous. I swallowed that melody, glum harmonica and all those pluckings, flaxen blur and scrambled teal, murmuring, breezy. 10 mysterious kids who remember their past lives agree the sinkhole grows deeper daily, tossing scratchers in the leaves, so bored on the curb, smacking the void and gulleting fiddle faddle. It hardly matters. Predict the future. We're thinking on fortresses and dangerous tramp roads, Robert Henri on meth, style of palette, intense, predictive strap-on, predictive doomsday, forged in reminders to blink, susurrating screens. Drone boning, let's die. I demand floorboards creaking, nay, a running tap, and I made flatbread pizza for everyone, including you, stud. I'm forgetting my purpose here, to spit on Ulysses S. Grant. We needed his tune and skipped through a trifling squall of I, the city, slimy corneas demand as bouquet. Toing and froing, rud cheeks. We each positioned toward the avenue, sucking kung pao slow, our fingertips, with the colossus of Staten Island's sweeping stare, magnetar-like, lost as it all is, on the list kept somewhere long, modeled, unrelieved. Back to the threshing. He scoops up his beakerful and massages it around his temples. We'll make you pay. And like it. He giggles and coos. So, allegory. I made a little pinky on your book on Marx. I'll have to scrounge up enough ducats to purchase another. Nice wank, and there's tenure now. What happens on party boat stays on party boat. A continuing heavy season storm derived from a fantasia, a diffusion of terra nullius patchwork ideologues, blech, and bleck at their tunes, their roadhouses filled with cum and sawdust, weeping. Sight. Purchase a brick for your veteran today. Then some open land, some sewing machines, some crazy white man versions flogging each other behind Acme or a Subaru dealer, sticky cul-de-sac, those warmest dreams there. This location has since closed. That's the sound I want. Empty lot in spring. It's what is called meadowing. A gravelly voice and some attached eyes, Dykes any looking off, absent sign outline, flat-fronted office, tinted reflective windows, emaciated teenage pin oaks, burnt grass, melty chocolate bar hands, and Roundup odor. To be a dead palm in a dead mall's atrium, that style of overwrought and unmoored husk, the riffling escalators, campy string slither. They're us, that's all. We're anchored by blue light specials, mass sense exodus, forest green paint chips demanding an aesthetic rooted in dusky salmons and turquoise and beige, demanding a crisp recitative on the tongue that's leaping capital's mausoleum. Mucus us coated, it tickles our fronds, narrative underneath a gape. Oh, ruin I keep for getting the ass clean, and those quiet evenings dozed in the office. A cemetery of repressed anguish emerged. Thus I so expelled, slammed my forehead down in an endless pool, slipping under its blunt force, feeling my own blood aghast at dawn, rigorous plaintive straits low me as a deep swell, a bass folding the concrete spaces into non. Are we touching yet? I wish to maybe hold this pulsing. It reminds me as a laugh track and you as a sawtooth wave or interference patterning the trot. Were we at the beach? No clues. I lost Taco Bell, deli ginger ale. This is some sincerity. You see me in shorts. I am forgetting my purpose here, to scan for listening methods. Cameos, candy, sacks cutting August good things. Got myself wrapped up in Grace Jones' pissed pull-up to the bumper splays at the salad bar. It's all tainted, cuz. I agree, I'm jealous of the people who grew up with this great music than the crap today. Rave and Cloud Forest. Sponsors include Cash and View, the hypnotism. I'll ski down from Melt, battered by loose stones. I'll retreat to the sidewalk, outstandingly soused. We're in a suburb, the dress barn for men, posing as a realism we've not considered, not for lack of want, merely our own confusion. Dissembling aura, fractious, tenacious, sopping middle-class values like that Volvo parked across two spaces, dismal Catholic colleges, Blue Lives Matter, Ron John bumper stickers, slapped sand shipped in from Brazil. The lead. Worshipping at a mall might sound strange. Chip, I want to see Vespers on channels 532 and 90. An Oklahoma of the mind, so forced we used mounds of toxic dust as fill for pillows, soaked with sobs these clear skies, reflected in what's called damn fool reverie, reckless as a teen at a bus stop or quarry, high on desire lines, social weaponry of narrative spheres or forms under popular alienation and marks in the catalog that arrived today. You leaf through the rag. The hypnotic jellyfish aquarium or the gyroscopic hammock, the personalized singing peekaboo pachyderm, maybe the vertical chess set, yes, the news stays the same, got a yen for slop, anymore it's apropos, just look around you, hitched to a massive con, rising pillar striation, a come onto clouds, a sermon in steel, when you're about to come, but you realize jet fuel cannot melt steel beams. Co-sign my man Stockhausen. Last time I typed that. We're a sneering club. Poser guys sus as all hell, but little Eichmanns, I fucking feel it. Every eyelid fluttering, every day of work, myth adoration pinned onto functionaries, us functionaries. It shrieks when we pet this crapulous state of mind, us functionaries just doing our job. I have trouble abiding all of this suffering, just doing my job. Hand me that vid of debris. I'll watch it again, but I need popcorn and booze, sitting the old steps. I suck. End of days, permaband or yes, say complicit, complicit, and giddy up, dude. Gonna move forward a little bit. Figuring. Frigid yet necessary, these sorts of comforts. They doze in a map yet unfurled. All place is time, the truth of this hour. Rather than frightened, I feel at the boil in thought. I'm like a friar in a KFC, popping pimples and my dick in the mashed taters. A looking glass life. She was in hospital, quit her night shift selling knickknacks, booze, and smokes to truckers and college kids heading to the pass. I still hear her rasp. I'd already be deceased if we'd stayed there then, my blood turned to wine. It is a flagellation without surcease, okay? The kids got the lice, which explains the stuffed creatures, sodden, and traffic. Let's all suck our thumbs and weep. It's what we deserve on this orb called home. Our teeth so crooked with pink gums receded yet stained just like a maw. It's what to expect. Just read the comments, fidget, head tilt like a dog. At the harm party of language, blissful party that simply forgets, pivoting to blame and bang, 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 and blame, Glock 40 sets of principles. It's like the breeze-strewn grass seeds or warm apple pies. Everywhere in weight, pulling the mouth all over a myth, a stream bed named muscle weakness, poor coordination, numb hands and feet, skin rash, memory problems, trouble speaking or trouble hearing or trouble seeing. Coat of silt defining the old 10-day forecast every day. My pessimism don't bop the way it used to. Township funk ripoff, just long bass rumble and drone, a snare hit there, the ones and the threes. We've always been down, down, explaining misty times with the beautiful islands no one wants to buy for any price. Wow, we so got anthrax. A reindeer carcass in the thaw gets us going. I adore the way the mind is a tundra under certain conditions, has its raw curve and its cloaked systems of kinetics and thriving. It often appears as barren outpost, a door loose on its hinges, twin mattress unmade. Whatever remains, however improbable, to smithereens. A hissing caricature, spitting grotesque loose approximation, shoulders a kernel that's real. 10-gallon hat, strapped and filtering blood with a straw. I saw his eyes and heard him outside our door, just whistling as his boots roughed the pine floor, buck knife, clenched fist as fractaling out. See it in grave expressions on clerks' tight faces, shoving a hot dog to the dome in a village gas station market or Dollar General sidewalk, man on crank, growling, dog on a thick rope. The authorities are aware of the goings-on at that address, ma'am, and the access being barred to the creek next, but you know Georgie. That whole side of town has never been the same since the motel done closed. Seems like a desert or a clothes dryer's inside on high tumble, yet a movement in prees, the only dance known right now. First, place your index finger right under your floating ribs. Then pull hard to opposite sides. A pained sugar bowl tracking herds of ants inside with that vibrant pulse. The red caddy's hot and whipping toward everywhere. Some rutted shit road, Seminary Ave, Tire Beach, Potrero del Sol, 538 Johnson. There's a laugh peeling away on a grainer porch, scraper bike hung up. It's my detergent. Sorry. It's mine detergent. You eat it, you big bad boy, you sensitive nip. It's a shame, brother. We could all feel so alive. We felt so alive. It's a resistance. The manner in which we smile with each other's heat, radiating through the drab excuse for a world. We drank beer. Sunset cast a pissy haze over the city. We saw trouble and so tore into it. You threw your arm over my shoulder, and now I am struck with the belief that we were finding a way out. It burrows. I'm blue. I'm forgetting my purpose here to tattoo the following words onto my dull face. Diversified revenue stream my hot new track, sad boy luxury. I'm frolicking in meadows of the real, glum wastes of burnt Bermuda and contractor bags bulging with turds and bottles of Heineken, shirts given away at fun runs for dead charities that did not travel as Pepe to Port-au-Prince. Doing good never felt better, they say. This boardroom sure hits the spot. Dry erase values. Crisp wild fennel stalks filmed with exhaust and abuse, some median joy. I plunder it there and fashion a fricassee. Sup on this plastic plus sub-ketchup packs slimed from minivans pop-outs. Bless this interstate, and bless you, Junior. You're doing the Lord's work, son. A perfect show, lad. Gaze upon these skulls. Witness how they are arranged in the comely shape of Apple's logo, scrub shiny per instructions. We slid our fingers, smudging the screen's sheer, and oh, 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 it's magic. Or it's a purchase. Bulk toilet paper, a weight set, those Blu-ray discs, something for grandma, adult chewable vitamins shaped like wee pricks, a rototiller. The boy doing chores unearths the gruesome remains of 10 years of dead goldfish, guinea pigs, and rabbits passed in his sleep, then replaced by dad. He sobs in the yard at his insight while mom cooks a chicken dinner. They take a few steps, then plop down, their skeletons unable to heave the weight they carry. The stronger ones peck and gnaw at the small and weak. What's this cloud of dust? I feel a cyclonic rift and fret shepherdless, partly from desire but also drugged by terror, scanning the light change, repeating lyrics, temporary fabric scores against my wrecked skin. The same face appears, stuck in reruns of Grimace and Mute Mania. Children stuck in pens, and they can't take that away, so the song rejoins. How many bodies hidden in the tall grasses, the prairie's secrets? Sentineled cement blocks thrumming with cattle wire. What he said was this: the worse things get out in the world, the better things get in jail. Always there's a job, a new opportunity for towns to keep their tax base. The council whoops, shrieks, national retail distrust. It's a movement based on plywood surfeit, tetanus, and sporting goods shops. House up in the hills has gates and cameras, eyeing the scrub and gravel at all hours, yes sir. This could be heaven, waking up in a blanket in a drainage ditch, rifle beside me. People think I'm just joking, but I'll show them ha-has, then wander the roads leading toward the camp's remnants marked with a bronze plaque. Do you understand the procedure now? Just stop a few of their machines, radios, telephones, lawnmowers. Throw them into dark for a few hours, then sit back and watch the pattern. Adverse conditions, and everyone seen becomes an adversary. I lost my senses in Dollar General searching for the batteries for the damn remote. Satellite man came. Children stuck in pens, rivers rising, tent cities kaleidoscoping, the return of the hookworm, ever gazing west. Larks in this country have been singing the same 5 notes for thousands of years. And now they twitter at Impossible City, whirling to avoid gunfights and crackle, the direct correlation between rayon's rise and the mystery of structures raised in desert wastes. What's being built in there? Only guessed. There's an old VW Bug rusting out back between the wood start and the damned alfalfa farm. You have a cowlick. I want that $50 you owe me. I mean now, I'll kick in the door. I'll buy a handle of vodka and leave my room key on the ashtray. A body realized, and it wasn't mine. Guess who? I apologize. I'm forgetting my purpose here. To find Gary Mathias. Or even better, Find Sheena between lodges, Courtney Lafreniere, Hannah Harris, or Henny Stops. Start a large fire burning underneath the fucked condition in which we must commit to such searches, trawling the creeks and alleys for soaked remnants of beings who are with targets ever at their backs. Smoke 'em if you got 'em, folks. It hasn't ended until all of Joy's moats have been carefully placed in deluxe marble, mortar and pestles, and ground to the finest dust, incorporated into new plastics, then shipped to China, then back to this cursed dream set where in Remington we'll find manufacturer use in its new gun line sold to the Saudis. Fascinating, the vibrance of these wide brushstrokes, their rapid movements to contain their subjects in Providence's frag of triumph banners and diseased put-ons. Hard for mama, circular motions, all nasty. They get all gushy and wet and ha 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 ha, front on screamathon until we go off the air. It's that these movies depict a menace that finds its bald sustenance in the blood of teens. White, middle-class teens, caretaking, fucking, screaming, parables dripping with red sex panic. Our children cooperate. Who will now repaint our domestic lines? What to do with half Timmy and floofers, now our oldest are commies? I flicked a booger into your Cheerios whole milk, a glass every meal, you stoop-shouldered honky turd. He dropped acid and ran far down the beach, and then melted into the spray, its apparition. Wow, lots of glitter in these fresh sea bass stomachs. Such a fun party, but death hippie bands. Compounds tucked in the valley, frying in July as crunched thud of bass slurs the hills and flings me toward quicksilver-tinged lakes. It was massacre. Children using reeds to breathe. Decent plaque, I guess. The casino grins, though redress doesn't suffice. It's still a culture. Seawater crimson, arroyo crimson, the plains grasses washed scarlet. In Hopper's paintings of houses, austerity purses its thin lips in a clarity symptomatic of the world as will for a few, who, strangely absent, continue to sip highballs and gloat while walking down the long boardwalk through the expansive carpet of sand and marram to their private roar. They look back at the house, at its solitude, set apart in bliss, and admire their own doings. The atelier in Paris, cabin in Taos, loft on Bowery, and this ocean, yes, this very ocean in its luxurious guile.